Continuing with section 4.3, solving by factoring, be solving quadratic equations. When we solve anything, you're always setting it equal to 0. And the reason we solve it by setting equal to 0, by using the zero product property, it's the only number we can use to know we get a definite answer from. If we put a 1 here or 100 or some other number, there could be a lot of choices that get us that answer. So we never really know for sure what the answer was. But when you have a 0 out here and do your factoring, you know that one of the two binomials is going to be 0. So you look down below, they talk about it a little bit. If you have x plus 5 times x plus 2 equals 0, one of these two things has to be 0 for this to be 0. Because anything times 0 is 0. So we know for sure by making one of those 0, we get that answer. They could both be 0, but at least one of them would be 0. If we had a 1 out here or some other number, x could be all kinds of things and be very difficult to find. All right, so how do we go about it? Oh, by the way, when we do solve, we get answers that are called roots. So, or roots, depending where you're from. All right, next page, some examples. Example 3. And you have x squared minus 5x minus 36. Got to do reverse FOIL on this. So here you go. I don't think it's a special pattern. So x, my products, pairs for that are 136, 218, 3 and 12, 4 and 9. There you go, 4 and 9, right? 6 and 6 is another pair. But I like 4 and 9 because that difference gets me the 5. So I'll just put those in 4, 9. Now the signs, it's negative 36. So one's negative, one's positive. And when that's the case, this sign goes to the bigger number. There's a plus. Okay, so I didn't leave room here for it. But this is equal to 0. So now we said this is equal to 0. So I'll just rewrite over here to the side for you. It's x plus 4, x minus 9 equals 0. Using a rule, we can go x plus 4 equals 0, x minus 9 equals 0. There's some pretty easy math for you now. Subtract 4, x equals negative 4. Add 9 to both sides, x equals 9. And negative 4, 9, that a choice? And here we go, C. Those are your two roots, your two answers. Okay, let's try a couple more down at the bottom here. Where are they? Guess we can let's go to skills practice number 24. Try a few more. We'll be solving the equation. And first of all, we have to factor this. So again, we just build our parentheses. Got the x. Factors of 12. 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, 4. The eyeball, trying to get to an 8, it's going to be 2 and 6. I'll put them in. Sign is positive, so they're both the same. This negative, being negative, they both got to be negative. And it's still equal to 0. I said now them both equal to 0. X minus 2 equals 0. X minus 6 equals 0. Add 2, x equals 2 is one answer. Add 6, x equals 6. So nothing really new in all these. I do want to show you some other special ones here. Let's look at number 27. Now, hopefully you see that's a special case. What we did in the previous examples today. So it's going to be, and give you a chance to think about it. Square root of a squared is a. Square root of 49 is 7. So we have a's, we have 7's. And the signs will be alternating, minus and plus. Remember, you cannot do this if this is a plus sign. The negative is fine. It's the difference of the squares. Set both these equal to 0, and you can kind of see your answer. Again, I'll add 7. You get a equals 7. Subtract 7. A equals negative 7. That one's done. Next one down below, number 30. Well, it kind of looks like one of these, but this is not a perfect square. The n squared is. So I can't use difference of squares because it's not a square to be a difference of. But I can factor out an n from both of those. So let's do that. Take out the n. And, you know, undistribute it, in other words, equal to 0. So I take out of that, it's going to be n. Divide that by n, you get -6. And here are your two products equal to 0. So set them both equal to 0. N equals 0, and n minus 6 equals 0. That's done. Add 6, and we're there. N equals 6. There's your two answers. And continuing down the whole column, number 33. Doesn't look like anything we know right now. It's got a square. It's got a, the A, the B, the C term's on the wrong side. So we have to subtract this from both sides to get it over there. So subtract 54. Subtract 54. So we have z squared minus 3z minus 54. Don't stop there. It's not just going to be that we have to say equal to 0. Again, we're solving this. So again, we're build your parentheses. Still equal to 0. Factor of 54. Well, I know that I think 6 times 9. Boy, it's been a while. 6 times 9 is 54. So I have z 6 z 9 negative 54. So I have mixed signs. This sign goes to the bigger number. 9 is the bigger number, and we can cruise from here. This is going to be z plus 6 equals 0. Z minus 9 equals 0. Subtract 6 from both sides, you got it. Add 9 to both sides, you have it. And we'll do this fast here. Z equals -6. Add 9. Z equals 9. One more on the bottom page. You have m squared equals 7m. That looks like nothing we've done so far. Well, again, we're solving, so you want to get the 7m to the other side. And then let's see what we can do with it. So I'll subtract 7m from both sides. So I have m squared minus 7m equals 0. So good, I got equal to 0. So that looks a little more familiar. Again, I have a square of m, but this is not a square, so I can't do a difference of squares. But as we did a couple problems ago, I can just factor the m out. The distributive property. So here's m. M minus 7 equals 0. Just divide both of these by m. Now both of these can be set equal to 0. So m equals 0. And m minus 7 equals 0. I'll squeeze it in over here. M minus 7 equals 0. Okay, these are pretty easy to solve, I think, for you. M equals 7. There are your two answers. All right, we'll assign you some problems to try, and then I'll give you the answers. Good luck.